Millions of wild boars cause damage to North America each year, affecting the environment and tourism industry. To solve this serious problem, what measures have farmers and hunters taken to control the wild boar population? Join me to learn about how North American farmers handle wild boars in the following video. The invasion of wild boars in North America is causing serious consequences for the tourism industry, especially in coastal areas. The presence of wild boars can make tourists feel anxious and afraid, affecting their travel experience. According to records, in the state of South Carolina, wild boars cause about $1.5 million in damage each year to the local tourism industry. From those impacts, some areas recorded a decrease in tourist numbers of up to 20%. If you are a tourist experiencing a vacation here, what would you do if wild boars appeared? In addition to attacking tourist areas, wild boars also attack downtown areas via highways. In North America, where wild boar outbreaks are serious. In 2022, local authorities had to collect and process more than 5,000 decomposed wild boar carcasses in city areas. The haphazard decomposition of wild boar carcasses not only pollutes the environment and affects urban aesthetics, but also poses many potential health risks to humans. Decomposing wild boar carcasses are a breeding ground for bacteria and pathogens, which can cause dangerous infectious diseases such as influenza. The problem of damage was serious. The North American government took countermeasures by using helicopters. This hunting method is highly appreciated by many hunters because of its effectiveness. At the same time, control the number of wild boars attacking tourist destinations. Using helicopters allows hunters to quickly and easily access dense forest terrain and over vast swamps. This method has been effective, according to a report by the Oklahoma Wildlife Commission, which estimates that its helicopter combat of feral hogs has taken down more than 2,500 feral hogs in 2021. With a moving speed of 150 miles per hour, it helps hunters quickly reach areas where wild boars are invading, saving time and effort. Thanks to the method of using helicopters, many experienced hunters have been attracted to participate in the fight against wild boars from many different areas. In North America, one of the helicopter brands licensed by the government is Bell Helicopter. Its products, such as the Bell 407, have become popular for their versatility and high performance in rescue and wildlife management missions. The helicopter's design includes 4 seats, giving hunters the advantage of having teammates and technical support to take down wild boars at the right target. Mounting a compass on a helicopter provides an extremely important advantage in adjusting direction and finding the location of wild boars quickly and accurately. A compass is a classic navigation device that helps hunters determine the direction and location of wild boars based on satellite positioning systems. By attaching a compass on a helicopter, the pilot can easily monitor and adjust the direction of the aircraft to ensure that they are moving in the right direction to the location where the wild boar is located. This saves time and energy, while increasing the ability to effectively find and capture wild boars. You agree that the use of helicopters is the primary method of dealing with invasive feral swine in North America. Unlike hunting wild boar on the ground, hunting wild boar from above requires concentration and specialized skills of the hunter. Although helicopters provide wide visibility and the ability to reach difficult areas, maintaining balance in a helicopter is difficult. This is especially true when faced with elements such as wind. The vibration of the aircraft and the long distance between the hunter and the target. However, the effectiveness of hunting wild boar from a helicopter is the ability to access terrain areas that are difficult to reach by other means. Helicopters are capable of flying over mountainous areas, forests, or other hard-to-reach areas quickly and flexibly. This opens up opportunities for hunters to effectively access areas where wild boars often appear, while also increasing their chances of hunting success. After dealing with wild boars by hunting and defeating them, the hunter's next job is to transport the pigs to the processing area to carry out the necessary procedures. During this process, helicopters play an important role in moving wild boars from where they are knocked down to the processing area. Hunters will use appropriate equipment and techniques to tie each pig's legs before they are lifted and transported by helicopter. This process requires a high concentration and skill of the hunter to ensure the safety of both humans and animals during transportation. A day of hunting can yield different results depending on many factors such as weather conditions, the hunter's hunting skills, and the presence of wild boar in the area. In dealing with the problem of invasive feral swine, North Americans have shown humanity and solidarity by participating in environmental protection and community support activities. One of the important humanitarian actions that North Americans carry out is their participation in environmental protection and wildlife management campaigns. They partner with government agencies and nonprofit organizations to develop measures to deal with wild boars, including establishing conservation areas and educating communities about the impact of wild boars on wildlife, environment, and promote sustainable wildlife management methods. Thank you for watching all the videos. Click the like button and channel subscription button to support us. If you find the video useful, please share it with groups for hunters in North America and other regions to have ways to deal with it.
Wild boars are omnivores with a diverse diet, including grass, leaves, fruits, seeds, and even small animals. They are highly capable of digging and use this technique to find food. The omnivorous nature and digging ability of wild boars can have negative consequences for the ecological environment. When born, baby wild boars have light brown fur with black spots on the neck and shoulders and weighs about 20 to 25 kilograms. They can stand and walk immediately after birth and find their own food after about 2 weeks of age. Although they have lived in their mother's herd, when they reach 2 years old, they will separate from the herd to find a mate and start their own family. Wild boars can cause great damage to the environment. They dig up tree stumps, turn over grass and soil, which can lead to destruction of tree root systems and thinning of forests, a loss of biodiversity. The world's wild boar population is increasing, estimated to be about 100 million, with the majority in Asia being 80%, and Europe being 15%, and America being 5%. Wild boars also affect forest woodlands by digging in search of food and water, causing ecosystem destruction and hardship for other animals. Although many measures have been taken to control the wild boar population, their numbers continue to increase sharply due to their ability to reproduce rapidly. Tropical, temperate, mangrove, broadleaf and coniferous forest areas are all places where feral pigs cause the most negative impacts. The Mine-Jaeger Pro Rigid Panel Feral Boar Trap is not only an effective tool in controlling feral boar populations, but is also a breakthrough with advanced technology, utilizing solar energy to bring convenience and high performance. Specific installation instructions and related information below will help you better understand the power of technology and the trap's unique design. Started with assembling the trap panels, each with simple legs for assembly using screws or dowels. Join them together using connecting rods to create the basic frame for the trap. The ability to easily and quickly install is a strong point of the trap. The trapdoor is located at the bottom and can be opened manually or electrically, providing great convenience and flexibility. This helps improve efficiency and reduces effort required on the part of the user. The bait is placed inside the trap using foods such as fruits, vegetables, or food that can attract wild boars to increase the likelihood of attraction. This is an important part of optimizing the trap's ability to catch large numbers. The trap uses solar energy through a panel placed on the top, providing power for the trapdoor, motor, and signal lights. This model is not only efficient, but also demonstrates a commitment to renewable energy sources. When wild boars approach, the motion sensor will activate the trapdoor, trapping them inside quickly and effectively. This proves the accuracy and quick response of the trap in all situations. Traps are often placed in areas with high wild boar densities, such as forests, fields, and grasslands. This helps optimizing the ability to capture and control wild boars populations in the most effective way possible. The Jaeger Pro Hard Plate Mine Trap is not only popular in the United States, but is also widely used in many countries around the world, such as Canada, Europe, and Asia. This demonstrates the diversity and flexibility in global application. Each night, traps are capable of catching 10 to 30 wild boars, making them an effective and sustainable solution for population control. This efficiency not only brings immediate benefits, but also maintain ecological balance. Users can harvest 2 to 4 traps per day, creating the ability to control 730 to 1,460 wild boars per year. This demonstrates the trap's versatility and wide applicability. With the Jaeger Pro Hard Plate Mine Wild Boar Trap, it is not simply a wild boar control tool, but also a symbol of modernity and convenience in population management, bringing efficiency and convenience to farmers, users who are passionate about hunting. The Boar Buster system uses innovative design with a circular outer and an inner shell to effectively trap wild boars. This overview sets the stage for the assembly and operating details that follow. The assembly process begins with the construction of the inner ring, which alternates doweled and unbolted panels. The trap pins are then securely inserted into the grooves on the inner ring plate. Then the rollers are attached, one of which is removable for disassembly. The outer ring is constructed by aligning the panels with rollers and fixing the connections. Finally, the trigger components including the latch arm bar, winch leg, and electronic latch are installed. According to a study conducted by Texas A&M University, the boar buster system is 80% more effective than some other types of traps. Wild boars can be caught in all sizes, from piglets to adults. This trap also traps the same number as the mine trap. There are a number of other types of wild boar traps to deal with this invasive species. Iguanas are native to Central and South America, and they came to Florida as much loved and sought after pet. However, they were released into the wild. They did terrible things that made Florida farmers very worried. To control iguanas and reduce their impact, a new method has been used with remarkable success: fishing poles with ropes. This method is simple and effective. Farmers and others involved in iguana control use fishing poles with long lines Capture results have been truly impressive, with tens of thousands of iguanas captured each year. According to information from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Mission, this measure has helped minimizing the damage caused by iguanas to the ecosystem and economy. Using a fishing rod with a rope has many advantages. First of all, it is simple and easy to do, even for those without experience. This creates favorable conditions for many people to participate in the iguana control process. In addition, this measure can be applied in many different locations, including hard-to-reach areas, helping to expand the scope of control. However, it should be noted that this method can only catch a certain number of iguanas and is potentially dangerous to humans if not done carefully. Overall, even though the use of fishing poles has contributed significantly to controlling invasive iguanas in Florida and minimizing their impact on the region and environment and economy, the dogs are trained to detect the iguana's scent, and their task is chase and control the iguana when detected. This has become an effective method of controlling invasive iguanas in Florida. After the dog trainer approached and caught the iguana, the results obtained were of great significance. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has noted that iguana hunting has resulted in the capture of thousands of iguanas each year, making an important contribution to the region's environmental and economic well-being. This measure has many advantages. First, it can be used in a variety of terrains, including hard-to-reach areas. This makes it a versatile tool in controlling iguanas statewide. Second, this measure doesn't limit the age or size of the iguana. Whether the iguana is an adult or a juvenile, large or small, hunting dogs are still capable of controlling them. However, it should also be noted that this measure is indispensable without careful preparation. Do it safely and effectively. Well-trained dogs are needed. Furthermore, implementing the method of hunting dogs to catch iguanas also requires care, because if not done properly, it can be dangerous to humans and other animals in the environment. This places an important requirement on ensuring that the process is carried out by people with the experience and training. The iguana hunting in Florida has proven effective in controlling iguana populations. However, there are still limitations that need to be considered. The effectiveness of iguana hunting has been documented by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission through the capture of hundreds of thousands of iguanas each year. This has had a positive impact on controlling the invasive iguana population in Florida. The main reason for this effect lies in the biological aspect, when hunting measures directly affect the number of individuals in the iguana population. As iguana numbers decline, competitive pressure between them and native animals decreases, while minimizing damage to the ecosystem and economy. However, iguana hunting also has some notable limitations. One of the important limitations is that this measure not only affects a small part of the iguana population, not achieving a significant level of control. Furthermore, it has the potential to pose a risk to humans and other wildlife species, especially when proper regulations and safety procedures are not followed. With the goal of improving the control of the iguana populations and minimizing the invasion of this species, research and implementation of a variety of control measures, which may include a combination of hunting and other methods, is an important part of the ecosystem management and conservation in Florida. We do not recommend that you completely use the method of hunting iguanas because this method can cause pain to the iguanas. Other measures should be used to ensure that they are treated humanly. You can find the burrows, they dig and catch them directly by hand. catching iguanas by hand will be an interesting experience for iguana hunters. Iguana eat agricultural products, attack and eat livestock. The holes they dig can be up to 80 feet long, threatening ecosystems. These measures have greatly reduced the iguana population. Farmers and hunters were very concerned about hunting. Wild boars can attack them if they feel in danger. They gathered many hunters and hunting dogs to catch wild boars for each hunt. Each convoy started going to the forest to hunt wild boars. This pack of hunting dogs will be responsible for searching for wild boars. They will chase and attack if they encounter wild boars. Hunters will also feel much safer with the help of teammates and the support of dogs. They closely follow their dogs, who will split up into different areas to search for traces of wild boars. When discovering wild boars, hunters quickly run back and use hunting tools to catch them. It is not surprising that hunting with the help of hunting dogs causes the number of wild boars hunted to increase. The number of wild boars has also gradually decreased. According to statistics from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, hunting wild boars with hunting dogs is the most popular hunting method. In the U.S. in 2022, about 2.5 million wild boars were hunted with hunting dogs, accounting for about 75% of the total number of wild boars hunted in the U.S. There was a hunter who told a horrifying story, opening a new page in the world of hunting. His teammate had to face the attack of a giant wild boar weighing up to 600 pounds. However, the courage and solidarity of hunters helped them recapture the wild boar, turning it into one of the biggest trophies ever. This story spread widely and created a new fear in the hunter community. It raises questions about the insignificance of wild boars and their ability to deal with humans. Since this incident, many hunters have felt extremely cautious when conducting their hunts, because they understand that in the wild world, danger can always appear from anywhere and any time at any moment. To avoid being injured during hunting, the hunters came up with the idea of using tents and hiding places to hunt wild boars. It isn't difficult to find areas frequented by wild boars. There are many traces left by wild boars in the forest. First, they will go into the forest, approaching an area with the traces of wild boars setting up tents. This tent has the same color as the trees, so it can be used to hide most effectively. Tents can be used for overnight and camping right in the forest. Construction is quite simple. Just follow the instructions when buying them. Once the tent is set up, now is an important time to prepare food for the journey. To ensure that wild boars have the energy and nutrition they need, building a food tower is an important step. This farm of food pyramid not only saves time, but also helps saving resources instead of having to spread feed directly onto the soil. This can be expensive and inefficient. Instead, use a simple tower to spread even amounts of food throughout every moment of outdoor life. With the tower's easy and convenient installation, you can enjoy convenient and efficient food preparation, ready for exciting journeys and experiences with nature. After preparing the grain tower for the wild boar, the hunters returned to their tents and began waiting for the optimal opportunity to hunt wild boars. This is a painstaking and patient process, requiring perfect concentration and control. With their shelter in the tent, the hunter uses binoculars to observe the surroundings and the appearance of wild boars. They know that every caution is necessary, because wild boars have the ability to quickly detect any intrusion. When the time came, the delicious scent from the food attracted wild boars from afar. They appear from the forest, coming in flocks, looking for food. At this point, the hunter is prepared and covers their destination. With amazing precision, they aimed at the wild boar's paralysis point, defeating them in the first shot. When wild boars are paralyzed, they immediately fall down, and the hunt ends. The use of off-road vehicles of hunting is also very popular. You can drive on any terrain to hunt, which is much safer than setting up a tent. With the vehicle's shape, it can carry a ground of 4 people hunting together across flat areas. The chance of being attacked by wild boars is almost non-existent. The hunting trip went very well. Herds of pigs were killed with each use of hunting equipment. After being killed, pigs will be brought home for pressing. So the pig will be hung up and the pressing process will begin. The pig's skin will be separated vertically from the pig's tail down. After separating the skin, the internal organs will be also removed. Each piece of meat will be divided and brought into cooking. Almost all wild boar hunters in the US love this dish. However, each person will have different flavors. The meat will be cooked for quite a long time. Wait patiently until you enjoy it. How wonderful! Each piece of meat is tender and very delicious. Have you ever tried the grilled wild boar dish before? Please, let us know about it down below in the comment section right now. And for now, let's take you to another area with more great things. Estimates suggest there are about 2 million feral hogs living in the state of Texas. To combat this challenge, the Texas government encourages responsible hunting as an effective means of controlling feral hog populations. Farmers often mobilize their efforts by entering crop fields before harvest to check and identify signs of wild boar's activity. The use of trained hunting dogs plays a vital role in tracking and tracing these elusive creatures, contributing to the success of pig control initiatives. This coordinated effort is essential in areas where wild boar activities are frequent, facilitating a proactive response to minimize crop damage and prevent further agricultural losses. The adoption of hunting as a management strategy requires a scientific and ethical approach to ensure the safety of those involved and the welfare of other wildlife in the vicinity. The hunters moved to the field area, where harvest preparations are taking place. Their cars were parked, and the hunters were preparing for the wild boar hunt. In the field, ladders have been erected, creating a higher visibility, making it convenient for them to observe and track the movement of wild boars. Wild boars hunting is a scientific activity that requires extreme care to ensure human safety and not cause harm to other animals. Hunting must strictly follow the rules of hunting ethics, and it is usually carried out by people who are skilled and experienced in this. They use hunting dogs to search for wild boars, as well as using high accurate hunting guns, ensuring that targets are killed quickly and effectively. Some people may be skeptical about feral hogs hunting, but it is an effective way to reduce feral hogs numbers in Texas. Importantly, it does not have a significant impact on the environment. Controlling wild boar populations can even help with protection of animals and plant species from unnecessary competitions and infestations by wild boars. Although there are mixed opinions about wild boar hunting, it is still a necessary measure to protect fields, agricultural assets, and the natural environment. It is important that hunting is conducted in a responsible and regulated manner to ensure a balance between the survival of the feral swine and protecting the sustainability of Texas agriculture. Deciding when to hunt wild boars, whether during the day or at night, carries with it the unique advantages and limitations of each method. Night hunting often involves the use of infrared or car lighting to increase visibility in low light conditions. However, carrying out hunting at night requires a higher level of technique and risk management than hunting during the day. Wild boars often have the habit of foraging at night when they feel safe and at less risk. This makes it relatively easy to encounter herds of wild boars moving across fields at night. Using infrared light or light from a car helps facilitating hunting in the dark. However, hunting at night has some limitations to consider. One of the limitations it costs, as using machinery and equipment to support hunting at night is more expensive than hunting during the day. Furthermore, risk management is an important factor, so as when strong light enters the night environment, it can make wild boars sensitive and reactive. Wild boars are known for being intelligent and adventurous wild animals, creating many challenges during the hunt. They have the ability to detect danger and can attack hunters, so technique and experience are decisive factors for success in the hunting of wild boars. According to the surveys from the Texas Hog Hunters Association, the price of wild boars meat in Texas ranges from $1.5 to $2.5 per pound, depending on the quality and freshness of the meat. The price of wild boar meat is often higher than that of the conventionally raised pork, largely because wild boars are a wild animal that are not easy to raise and requires more effort. Wild boars consumption in Texas has increased significantly in recent years. According to the Texas Feral Hog Association in 2022, wild boar consumption in Texas has reached an estimated of 2 million pounds. This reflects a significant increase in the popularity of this food among Texas consumers. It is expected that the wild boar meat consumption in Texas and the entire United States will continue to increase in the upcoming years. Wild boars are becoming a delicious and nutritious food source, favored by many consumers. Do you like eating wild boar's meat? What impresses you the most about this type of meat? Please let us know in the comment section below. And for now, let's continue watching the rest of the video. Keep watching. Canada geese undertake seasonal migration cycles, moving from breeding grounds in North America to wintering areas in the south in the fall and back in the spring. They often migrate to large herds, which can number up to thousands of animals per herd. Once they move, the distance they cover is several hundred miles. In contrast, gray geese are sedentary but can move within their range. In a case of severe weather, gray geese can also move to areas with more favorable living conditions. They often gather in grassland and swamp areas, where there are abundant food sources and favorable living conditions. They gnaw on the tree bark and leaves, reducing tree reproduction, with a particularly severe impact on young and mature trees. This not only affects biodiversity, but also reduces the natural regeneration capacity of the environment. The negative impacts of invasive geese also extend to native animals as they compete fiercely for food and shelter. This leads to pollution declines of native animals, creating a series of fluctuations in the ecological structure. Their populations have grown rapidly by millions each year, forcing the government to take measures to deal with invasive goose populations. To have the most effective hunting day, choosing a hunting location is very important. Large fields with lots of grass and food are ideal destinations for them. Specifically in the east and midwest of the United States. A popular tactic for attacking Canada geese is to use fake goose dummies. Place them in high positions, easily visible from the air. And the best time is early morning, before the geese starts to appear. This process will take place quickly, as soon as the hunters choose a hunting location. This creates favorable conditions for hunters to observe their movements and behavior. Before starting the hunting process, the most important thing is to prepare all the necessary tools and skills. Shotguns are popular in 12 or 20 calibers. Ball and lead bullets are popular choices for this type. Binoculars help you see from afar, while cover is used to hide your location from the geese view. Hunting skills are the deciding factor between success and failure. The ability to aim accurately is important, especially at long distances. Anticipating the flight of geese and handling unexpected situations are other essential skills. After shooting, harvesting goose carcasses immediately is important to ensure meat quality and avoid waste. Whether a day of goose hunting is a good harvest or not, the process of harvesting geese is very important. All hunted geese are divided into different areas by the hunter group to harvest. And just one time, 1/3 of a flock of geese can be harvested. It is a very good result when choosing the right area to hunt. To ensure the sustainability of hunting activities, the most important thing is to comply with local regulations and have a valid hunting license. Swamp goose hunting is a popular activity in the United States, especially in the Midwest and the Northeast states. Canada geese are the most common geese hunted on the marsh. The process of hunting geese in the swamp is quite similar to hunting geese in the field. However, it is necessary to choose goose models that can float on water or be fixed with tree branches. Setting this attraction model requires setting the time period when it is still not light. Placing the sparse goose pattern with a large area can attract more geese. However, in swamp areas, you can only hide in areas with large trees or boats to wait for geese hunting. Hunters need to patiently wait for the geese to arrive. Geese often migrate to the marsh in the early morning or late afternoon. The hunter needs to hit the goose in a critical position so that the goose immediately faints and falls. After the goose falls, the goose can be moved and harvested so as not to affect the quality of the goose meat. The marsh goose hunting season in the US usually starts in October and lasts until March. From about October to December, Canada geese migrate to the marsh to avoid the cold winter. And between January and March, they will migrate back to the north to breed. Therefore, to be able to control the goose populations most effectively, it is necessary to know their behaviors. Hunting is an effective means of controlling goose populations. However, hunting can only control the number of geese to a certain extent without other management measures, so Canada goose numbers in the United States will continue to increase. How are other invasive species in the US being handled by farmers? Let's continue watching more in the rest of the video.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.